All right, next up in our exit interview series, Jorian Donovan got into his first 2 pro games at the end of the season. Thanks for taking a few minutes, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
What was that experience like, getting into AHL action in Toronto, no less, a pretty big hotbed in this league? How did you find your first couple pro games?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I think biggest take for me right now is just it's a learning experience. It's cool to come up from junior and play your first 2 games and just see how everyone prepares and how everyone plays. And it's pro, so it's a different level, and everyone plays faster, stronger, and it's just it's a cool learning experience for a young guy like me to come up and just watch everyone and really feel the pace and play of the AHL.
Is there anything that surprised you, maybe in terms of either that preparation or on the ice in those first couple games?
Yeah, I would say I don't know if I'd say surprised, but kind of anticipated that everyone's going to be pretty well prepared and that pro level. But I think really the biggest thing for me was the structure is just it's to another level. You come from the OHL where it's all very well coached, but here it's taken to the next level. Every little detail is accounted for, and I think that was the biggest thing that surprised me.
You're in a pretty advantageous position being in Ottawa and able to skate at the Sensplex. Who do you usually skate with in the summer and kind of use as your development coach through the course of the offseason?
Yeah, well, for a development coach, I usually have my dad there and Jesse Winchester. Those two have been...
pretty good pair.
Yeah. So those two have been great, and I've had them. And Wade Redden's come down a couple as a defenseman. I like to look up to him and take his advice. But having the 2 forward coaches, Jesse Winchester and my dad, has been pretty cool. So.
You're a pretty offensive defenseman. We saw your skills throughout your first 2 American Hockey League games. You put up 45 points in Hamilton over 55 games. How much of a credit is that to your skating ability and your hockey sense to create that offense?
Yeah, so I don't know. I would say mostly I think the only thing that really is good in my game is my skating. I just like to use my feet, so I think that's what it helps me create plays in the offensive zone, jumping into holes. And yeah, so I think right now it's just use my confidence in skating, and that's really what helps me in the offensive zone.
What does the rest of your summer look like? Obviously, the usual skating, preparing for next season. How else will you spend your time?
Yeah, so obviously when the season comes to an end, you take a little break. So probably go see my family, hang out with a couple friends at home, and then get back to work. Probably just working out and skating in Ottawa. I don't have to travel far to go work out and skate, which is nice, and I'll be close to a lot of development people for the Ottawa Senators. So yeah, just go home, hang out with some friends and family, and then get back to work.
And set you up nicely for next season, I suppose, either with the Bulldogs or back here at some point.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's nice get to have a lot of options when you're young. So I think that will be a good thing and another thing to push me through this summer.
Well, it was great to be able to call your debut, to watch you play for a couple games, and looking forward to seeing more down the road. Thanks for this.
Yeah, thank you for having me.